fucking hospitality.
Somebody else could fight that fucking Sith. Why does it have to be me?
Sorry, I had to fucking ruin it.
Just for him.
Star Trek Picard returns Star Trek to where it should be, about human beings and their alien friends striving to be the best they can be, and in the face of great adversity, and stepping up. And it's not about, if it's what you feel, it's okay. No. What you feel is going to get you killed. You know what's not going to get you killed? Really knowing how to do your job, and working with other people that are really smart and know how to do their jobs. We have to put our emotions aside and get the job done. And that's what Star Trek to me was about. It was about being the best person, human being you can be, and finding the best people around you, the best of the best, to go out. And that's what you need to be on the final frontier. Otherwise, you will get killed. You will never survive. And Star Trek Picard is all about these people that are the best of the best coming back together and doing what they do best. And it was refreshing.
Well, welcome to another Nerporial after show, I guess you call it, for Picard season 3, episode 3. This time called 17 Seconds, and we're here to discuss this episode and see if the bigger channels are lend any credence in the saying that that this is TNG season 8. Let's find out, but. I want to say hello to the chat. Let's see who's here before I bring the panel in. We got Joseph Dredd here, and we got Nas here, and then we got Pips. Oh, Pips is here. Wow, Pips is here. We got, I don't know who this gray guy is, and William William Richards. I know who that is. And yeah, so hey guys, thanks for coming by, and let's bring everyone in. So let's start with my partner in crime who does the live watches with me that I literally forced him to do. He hates it, and he hates me for it. So here is Steve, Prophet of the Dragon.
Hey,
and
I don't hate you for it, but I'm gonna be quiet for a little bit.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You can tell me. You can tell me. It's all right.
No. It's an interesting experiment. Well, it's not an experiment. We do it all the time, but I'm interested to hear other thoughts. I'm gonna stay quiet for a while, I think, and see what everybody else has to say.
You're gonna stay quiet. Okay.
Man, probably about a minute and a half till something is said that just makes me explode. But that's par for the course for me, right? I mean, yeah. I'm waiting for episode 5 when you explode live on stream for something just crazy, ridiculous that happens. There's been a few times it's been close, I think.
Well, episode 4 was supposed to end. So episode 4 is supposed to end this first arc. And it's supposed to end on a TNG note, according to Mr. Burnett. And then episode 5 is the Riker episode that everybody's been raving about. So I don't know what that is. We'll see. But we got 2 other people. So let's say we got a White Cloak here. Let's say hello to Alex. What's up, Alex? How you doing?
Doing well. Yourself?
Me? Doing okay. I'm in a new setting. An undisclosed location. Safe place.
Well, I want to give you a shout out for that shirt, man. That is an absolute banger of a shirt.
Well, I've worn this on other streams. You just couldn't see it nearly as well because this time I had the camera right in front of me as opposed to on the side. So, oh, thanks. Yeah, I love this. I bought this for the 2021 Vegas meetup, and back then I couldn't fit in it. Now I can fit in it more comfortably now. So hey. So, what do you think of? Any initial thoughts on this week's episode as opposed to last week? I know last week you said, last week was crap, and I more or less agree. It was a low point for me.
I'm not willing to call it good, but this has walked me back from the ledge a little bit. I also think this was the best episode of the season so far. Okay, fair enough. And all right, well, thanks, Alex. And then we got one more. We got one more of our guests. Here is Gray. What's up, Gray? Shot of positivity.
Can it take much more of this, Captain? How about you?
Hey, I heard they shut the engines off. How long do you need, Scotty? How long?
17 seconds, baby.
17. 17. There you go. 17 seconds. So how you doing, Gray? Are you good? Are you Genki?
I'm good. I'm Genki. I'm looking forward to talking to some more Picard, and I can't wait to see Alex smile.
How did you feel about this week's episode, Gray?
Some great scenes, some good acting, surprisingly. Some awesome ship porn from outside. Some of the shots of the ships in the nebula. Enjoyed that. But yeah, some problems too.
Okay, Gray, I feel bad that we kind of stomped on all your positivity last week. I feel so bad about that. I was hoping you would save me. I was hoping you would save me and give me a reason to like it.
Yesterday, guys, yesterday I finished a class. I was going to drive to the next school, and I put on your live watch, and it was a classic scene. It just saw you two, like Steve was like this. And Nopori was like this. So I was like, "Oh no! Is it really that bad?" So good fun.
Yeah, but oh my God, we have an intruder. We have another guest. We have another guest. Holy shit! I'm sure you've never seen him before. Pips, what are you doing here? How'd you get in?
Steve, that hurts. That wounds me deep. Also, I'm here because you kind of bullied me. Plus your watches, you forced me to watch this show. Like I had zero interest in watching the show. I wasn't going to, and then you kept talking about how great it was going to be, and then I got to watch the pain in Steve's eyes, and I thought anything that hurts Steve this much, like I just have like a moral requirement to subject myself to it as a white cloak. So here we are. I've now watched the 3 episodes that are available.
I'm sorry.
And
I'm very sorry.
Cool.
Yeah. It's,
Hi, babes. How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Royal should be apologizing to you right now on his hands and knees, begging your forgiveness. He reeled you into this madness.
So sorry.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I didn't know.
I'm sorry. His voice, man. Poor Picard. Poor Patrick Stewart.
Oh my God.
So Alex, you like this episode? Is that?
No.
No.
I was gonna say that does not look like the face of a man who likes this episode. So I don't even know what are we doing here.
So that's the funniest thing about all this whole thing is like. Alex was like literally a foot off the cliff, and this just made him sort of stand there instead of jump. I think is that where we're at?
He was standing there. He was standing there, hesitating, head first or feet first.
I know what he
was
did.
contemplating.
So episode 2 made him jump, and then he activated the dumb portal weapon, and then he portaled himself back up there. That's what happened.
So that he could jump again. He needed to jump more than once.
Yeah.
No, so he could push me off. Curse Gray and his positivity.
No, that's not true. See we talked about some positives. It's okay. Come on.
All right, stop, George. We'll get to that when we get to that. I'm trying to figure that one out myself. Now that you brought that up, But yeah, welcome. And then we got Shinatsky here. We got Anthroparian. I'm thinking Bob Seger. Is that Bob Seger? I don't know.
Pips always does run against the wind.
And we got Daniel here too. It's a really British sounding Scotsman. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. So you guys ready to talk about 17 seconds?
Good night, everybody. Oh, sorry. Sorry. My bad.
So, what'd you guys? So, why don't we start with the opening? What'd you guys think of the opening? We had they're fleeing. So the episode ends with them fleeing the Shrike. Vadic's ship. You get that nice shot. We get that really nice little pursuit shot. Them coming towards the screen. I believe. Vadic, she's still smoking. She's still having her smokes, and then we get sick bay and Starfleet guys like, this is your fault. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, seriously, Starfleet conduct. Like, who's writing this, kids? Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm getting a little pissed.
It's all your fault, Nerdporial. This is all your fault.
Yeah. Yeah, because I got y'all to watch it. I got y'all to watch it, so it is my fault. So yeah, give me shit. Be relentless.
Stop. George said the visuals were cool. I have to actually kind of disagree with that a little bit. I feel like classic Star Trek. Am I crazy here in thinking a lot of the classic Star Trek, like the classic Star Wars, was made with like models and stuff? Like there were some of the shots that existed, especially from like the original stuff, right? There was actual physical models, and the visual effects we would see, the texturing is really off-putting. Like everything is too like shiny and kind of slick. It looks very.
You're talking about the exterior. You're talking about the hull.
Yes, yeah. So all these like exterior visual shots and stuff like that, it just makes me think of how much better it would look if they just built a model and they filmed the model from lots of different angles and then just CGI'd the skyscape, the space stuff behind it. Like seeing a model with real lights on it and like, different angles, like it just would look so much better. It's
motion picture
and cheaper. CGI shots are expensive.
Motion picture did it the best. Is our models? I always thought they were more expensive to be more practical.
It depends on how you're doing, what you're doing. There's pros and cons to both. The assumption you would make is once you have the ship, you have the object saved. So I don't think it's significantly more expensive one way or another. But Pips, I agree with you 100%. I think Steve, you're I think in the same boat where they start showing these external ship shots, and you just kind of I don't mean to say you stop paying attention, but it looks so weightless. Like
yes,
and it's just you kind of know that nothing they do in that scene is going to matter. Like there's not going to be any implications of it. Like nobody's gonna die. Worst case scenario, you lose some functionality of the ship.
Well, and also when we visit Coruscant in the episode, it looked very, very weird. So I don't know. It's like unless you have some dark, nebulous background, I don't know. I don't know. It's okay. Like it's okay. It's definitely it's definitely probably the best thing about the show. It's just how it looks.
Really?
For me, I know that's not how you guys feel.
I think the interior shots of the show look pretty good. I think that the set, it looks like they actually built a fair amount of like the sets instead of you watch like Star Wars stuff and it's all the volume and it's just so obvious that there's actually nothing there.
Yeah, they kill it with the bad lighting and the lens flares and, and all that, right? So
I feel like this is like if the Mass Effect video games was filmed by J.J. Abrams, like it's just everything is dark with like a red tint and just lens flare. Like you have 4 lens flares in the same shot, and you're like, what?
I need to find out why they do that. Like, why did Natalia still do it? It's like is that all the cinematographer or the post production people know how to do? Just create that, make it look like that.
I don't think it's. I think it's because the bad choices of lighting. I don't think it's on purpose. Is it on purpose? I think it's just bad lighting choices. I don't know that it is on purpose. Am I wrong? I don't know. I always assumed that the lens flare stuff was just something they couldn't get rid of because of the lighting they chose. I don't know if that's
I can't see it.
Abrams has a lens flare fetish and always has.
Yeah.
That is very much a stylistic staple.
Is it?
Of his
Because
filmmaking.
I always I always thought it was just a mistake. So like that shows what I know. I don't know.
The show is a mistake. The lens flare real.
Me and Pips are on the same team here. I got a teammate. All right.
The J.J. Abrams lens flare thing is literally a meme. He's that obsessed.
Yeah,
with
mood.
Is it? Well, yeah, I've heard that.
I think it's to hide bad CGI and bad sets and stuff like that. To be honest,
Yeah, I was thinking that.
It allows you to like you make everything else kind of dark. Things are a little bit out of focus. You got this big lens flare, and Abrams are the worst. Where like half the screen is like variations of the spreading lens flare.
But what makes it funny is you just like what makes it funny is they're just so what is it? They're so used to hiding their bad sets they don't know that they have a nice looking one, so they try and hide it anyways. Because that's what you said. Like you like this internal set, right? But it's like, oh shoot, we gotta hide it anyways. It's like don't show any detail. It's like that's
I don't want to
way
go
too sleek. Yeah, those sets
I think you're right.
are way too sleek. Like they shine. I don't like that.
It's supposed to be a new ship, right? So I mean,
that's kind of the point I was going to say.
Even Enterprise D didn't shine like that when it was new.
Well, I mean, like, look, I'm gonna go on Team Gray here for a second and be like, look, it looks nice. It's the future. It's a brand new ship. It shouldn't look like it's been dented up yet, right? Or like all grungy and used.
It's like the shine look. It looks stupid. It looks. I don't know.
On the bridge, on the bridge it does. But what do you guys think when they actually get off the bridge, when they go to the medical department, when they're in the corridors, when they're in like Seven's room? It's not as dark. It's better, I think. For some reason, they've made the bridge particularly dark.
You're talking about the sick bay, right?
Sick bay
It reminded me of Voyager. It reminded me of the layout of Voyager. The table with the surgical table all the way in the back. Yeah, that reminded me of Voyagers, actually.
Yeah, I had a different problem. I think sickbay looked okay. My problem was the fact that they used 2 rooms for about a half hour with 2 people and them talking to each other about nothing.
We'll get to that. Oh,
sorry.
It was Steve. He was acting. He was acting.
You said that yesterday.
Well, I shouldn't say nothing, but like it was just funny. It was like, oh, they only had 2 rooms for this episode, so they just went back and forth.
Did you guys see the 30-minute scene with Moff Tarkin in it?
Which one was that? Where was
I'm sorry. It was the other de-aged old guy.
Well, that's actually now. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that flashback, which is something that Star Trek hasn't done until New Trek. I mean, the only time they've ever done flashbacks is when, or flash forwards or flashbacks. They would start an episode at a particular point, usually at a very critical point, and then they go back and then they build their lead to that moment in the very beginning. That's what shows like Voyager, Enterprise. I think even I don't know if DS9 ever did that. Voyager and Enterprise did that quite a bit. So but here they actually.
The pilot of DS9 had the Cisco losing his wife in the attack on Worf 9.
Okay, fair, but it was the pilot. It was just
fair. Pilot exception. Fair enough.
Pilot because we haven't seen anything before, so yeah.
So hold on real quick. I just want to address this real quick. This comment by Stop George. I think it's probably a little bit of a unique perspective that you're getting here because I know that there's 3 guys, Alex, Napoleon, and Gray, that for sure want this to be really good, and I think they're enjoying parts of it. I think that's fair, right? I think you guys are enjoying some parts of it. Pips, I don't know about you. I don't want to speak for you, but I am like a very far removed Star Trek fan. I know very little. I've watched some TNG. I enjoyed what I watched at TNG, but I am not like a Trekkie or like a seasoned Star Trek fan at all. So, I think.
Why am I even talking to you?
Okay, bye. I'll see you later. Right. See you. So I mean, we're just. I think we're trying to take it from all sides, and I think that's and even though we don't agree, I think we're all being very respectful. I hope you think we're being very.
That's what gives it a good
other.
perspective, Steve.
So,
getting your take on it as well, and getting Pip's I don't know about Pip's background, but because you guys haven't seen season 1 and 2, you don't know the difference. How they just shat on Picard for 2 seasons. It was horrible.
Because I hear a lot of that is this is leagues better than 1 and 2, and it's like, well, I haven't seen that, so I just see this.
Yeah, no. So it's good to get you as a neutral, okay, taking it for what it is.
Sorry,
I think I'm right in the middle. So I've seen all of TNG. In fact, I think I've seen good portions of it, potentially the whole thing at least twice, because I think I watched a lot of it when it was coming out with my parents, and then I've streamed the whole thing, and then I've seen a few of the movies, and I've seen some of the episodes from the original series. I've seen some Deep Space Nine. I've just seen some of those, but never nowhere near what the rest of you guys are, I think. So I'm familiar with the world a little bit. I'm really familiar with Picard's character and the people who we're seeing in this show. I'm not a Trekkie. So
I didn't mean to interrupt Emporium. I thought that was a good comment to.
No, I agree. No, I totally agree.
Right.
So
sorry, I will shut up for a while. I apologize.
Yes, you see now. That's the nature of our relationship. He knows when I mean to tell him to shut up. Because it's just the type of guy I am. So, but all right, going back to this. So, what do you guys think of the flashback? I hate the rock music. God damn, I hate the rock music. I don't know who that was supposed to be, and we get this Picard and Riker. They're talking about. So Riker had a son. His name was Thaddeus. And Thaddeus had this neurological disease, and so he was on this planet called Nepenthe, and we see this in season 1. And ultimately, Thaddeus dies. And the reason why he dies is because they banned synthetics after an event, after a 9/11 type of event, which pretty much went nowhere. The subplot went nowhere in season 1. So he needed a positronic matrix in order to cure him. And because they banned synthetics or androids, it wasn't available. So bad Starfleet, I guess. I'm curious what that was an allegory for, but we won't talk about that because this isn't a political channel. So we get this DH Riker. He's just reacting to being he's telling Picard about how the experience of being a father for the first time, born on the Titan, and there was a complication, and he had to take the turbo lift, and it was the longest 17 seconds of his life. And you're kind of like, what is this setting up? So what do you guys think of this type of setup for what's going to be later?
So, with the exception of the modern music, I absolutely loved it.
Me too.
The two people sharing significant, transformative, life-changing events is, in my opinion, sort of Star Trek at its very best. Was the his mother joke telegraphed significantly in advance? Yes. Did it still make me laugh? Yeah, kinda. But no, the this is what it means to be a father thing, knowing you might have an experience like this. I really enjoyed this. I thought that was very good.
What about you, Greg?
Yeah, the same. I just got a very brief note saying the great conversation between Riker and Picard, especially Riker. I think Riker, Jonathan Frakes, he's acting the best he's ever done. I think, as the character, he's killing every scene he's in. I wasn't sure about the DH Picard. There was a weird kind of something going on with his eyes, and a strange light in his eye that was. I think they have to put that in to make it look human. There's a bit of a shiny light, but it looks strange. He looked like an android. Foreshadowing, by the chance.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, great acting, and I enjoyed it. Alex, I agree with you. I thought it was a really well done scene, despite the music.
How are you, Pips?
I think that the de-aged Riker was just as bad, if not worse, than the de-aged Picard. Strangely, because he's a lot closer. He's not as old looking as Patrick Stewart is. Patrick Stewart, I feel like my mental image of Patrick Stewart, like how old he looks, is the old pervert from Family Guy. like
Jesus, Bibbs.
Like he has no business being in front of a TV screen or like on a show doing like action type things. Like he's a doddering old man. It's ridiculous.
Maybe he said, "Get your fat ass back."
But Riker's eyes, they look too large. There's something weird about them.
So I'm just gonna stay muted, and Pips is gonna be my voice today.
Come on, no, Steve, you gotta say something. You gotta talk.
Steve, you be positive today. I'm loving it so far. It's a positive Steve.
Get ready for it. No, so I look, man. I think they baited y'all, and you guys all fell for it. That's all I'm gonna say. I think they're pulling on your heartstrings. I think they're just pulling. I don't think it was egregiously bad, but I think they got exactly what they wanted out of all three of you, and that's fine, I guess. Until they do something egregious like kill Riker, and then we'll see what happens.
Egregious? You mean maybe something obvious?
Well, obvious. Yeah. So look, I think it was blatantly obvious what they were doing, but I mean, I guess that's okay. I don't think I don't think Riker was. I think Riker was fine. I think Riker was definitely again the highlight of the episode. Even though some of the tail ends, I mean, he was doing the acting, but some of the words coming out of his mouth were dumb.
It's the writing in it, yeah.
Yeah,
he still had to say the words that the script had for him. Like he just.
So they're setting up the like. Look, man, I don't want to see Picard and Riker fight. I want to see like them, have come to an agreement and on a strategy.
And work together,
and work together, not be at each other's throats, and then have them throw backhanded comments about each other's sons.
You talk about later on.
My son's alive, yours is dead. Let's save him. It's like, what the fuck? Like,
you want to see them having a whiskey together and having a joke and a laugh, don't you?
Well, it's like look, they don't have to be all sunshine and cookies, but they can disagree. But like the whole episode, they were at each other's throats almost, and then. I won't put the cart before the horse. So, but the flashback scene, the music was a little jarring. I think we all agree on that. But I didn't. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst. I definitely didn't make me go ew. That was terrible. So like I guess I could see why you guys liked it. It was fine for me. It didn't make me like go ooh. This reminds me of them on. You
didn't hear my take. You didn't hear what I felt about this.
I would love to.
What's your take?
This stunk too much of season one. This whole like I explained, this whole Thaddeus Riker nonsense that they established in season. I mean, it was a nice scene, and it was a nice little setup for what they ultimately do. But I didn't like the scene because, well, I didn't think the de-aging looked great either. You're having Patrick Stewart as Picard. This is right after the events of Star Trek Nemesis. You haven't seen Star Trek Nemesis? This came out in 2002. And I think Pips will back me up on this one. He sounded like feeble old man Picard. 83-year-old Patrick Stewart.
Can't de-age his voice.
Look, it's not fair to have... Look, hold on. It's not fair to have pre-discussions and then decide what you're going to talk about on the show, okay? Because you're in the same place. This sounds scripted, all right? No, I'm kidding.
They needed Top Gun Maverick like voice technology. You know what they did for Iceman? That's what they needed for Picard because he sounds like a 97-year-old man. Like it's just it's just not. He doesn't have the sort of presence. It's just not there. So two kind of saved thoughts, I guess, for the scene. One. Do you guys think that it needed to be a flashback, and did they need to invest in the de-aging, or could they have just had that conversation in the present, right? Like they were talking about the past even in the flashback, so it was a flashback of a conversation about events that were in the past.
So
to the time of the flashback.
I feel like
they wanted to get the cameo.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yep,
well
they
that,
sure did.
but I think, but it's like, but I don't. I guess they were sort of chill while they were being hunted down by an evil giant ship that was
Yes.
trying to kill them. So I guess
they
they
coulda-
could have popped open a whiskey at any time and just said, you know what, who cares if we're about to die? Let's just talk about the past.
I'm not saying the
I don't know.
exact same scene. I'm saying the same conversation, the same topics, with a different setting. It would have been a little more tense, maybe, which probably would have been a good thing to like keep the tension kind of throughout the episode. But the other thought was, I would give them a positive note here in that when the 17 seconds that they laid down there, when that actually came back and we see the scene that was being set up,
Yeah.
it was actually 17 seconds
Yep.
approximately long, which is
Oh, really?
somehow they whiff on that like so consistently in movies and TV where like the big climactic scene, it's like, what's that stupid Fast and the Furious thing where they went down the like 70-mile long runway?
Yes.
like at least they didn't do that.
They're Fast and Furious in space now, so nothing makes sense in those movies. So I mean,
There was some Tokyo drift I saw in some of those external shots.
Guys, on that scene, can I ask you just a very quick question? I get what you're saying. You're right, yeah, but they couldn't have shown Deanna Troi, could they? And I love the bit where she lost her accent. She slipped into a British accent. She was like, "Projectile vomit, 4 feet in the air." It was just classic.
I'm pretty sure Raporo even said that. He's like talking in a British
It was so
accent.
good.
I'm like, what? I'm like, okay. So.
I wonder how much they're getting paid to not give a shit about doing the acting.
I mean, Patrick Stewart's playing Patrick Stewart. Jerry Ryan is playing Jerry Ryan. I mean, I'll be honest, Jonathan Frakes is still Riker. He's still probably the
he
best.
is. Yeah, he and Worf are the best thing in it so far.
That's because Jonathan Frakes is also Riker.
Worf
Riker was always
like I don't want to step on but isn't Worf contradicting himself through the whole episode?
So that is kind of going to be, from what I understand, that is basically going to be a running gag. That Worf is becoming a pacifist, and he's just going to like behead somebody and kill somebody in every episode.
Well, beheadings are on Wednesdays, Alex. Don't forget.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess
he's a vegan, Alex. He doesn't care about people.
So hold on. So I guess that could be good, but it's done so weird that it just doesn't seem like it's a joke. Like, does that make is it supposed to be a joke and they're just delivering it wrong? Because it just seems like, I don't know. Maybe we haven't seen enough of it. If that's what's going on, because I think Worf is like acting well, and I believe he's like, okay, I can believe this is an older Worf, but like it's just like I feel like it's like, well, you just killed like 5 guys like that were all like
last episode.
What are you talking about? So
it feels like Worf and Riker are the only ones to give a damn, as Pips was saying, the only ones who actually care about acting. That's all. But sorry, guys, to move us ahead, and probably I just said I liked Worf and Riker, and we're skipping ahead, aren't we?
Okay. Sorry, my bad.
Don't worry about it.
What was after 17 seconds? What do you think? We went back onto the ship, yeah.
Was that
yes?
Shaw gets shuffled out of the way. Or no, is it the conversation between?
It's the conversation between 7 of 9 and wait, let me see. Oh,
I don't care.
There's a scene where they're setting up the whole center of the nebula or whatever this thing is. Maybe it's not a nebula. Ooh, it's a spaceborne entity. Ooh.
Oh, I thought it was cosmic jism.
Yeah, but there's like a surge that hits the ship, and it's electrical and biological, and that's where he says, "Oh, you're gonna throw some more weird shit at me." Like,
dude, it's Galacticus.
Yeah, this is such cringe dialogue. Seriously. But I don't know. There's not much for me to comment on that. I just thought it was dumb. Do you guys even care about that?
I liked it when Seven said, "This sounds rehearsed." When the LaForge's daughter's giving a speech.
It was like it's just like she's like, "I came to check on you," and then all of a sudden, 7 Nine's like, "I'm here because of insubordination, but thank you." Like,
look,
who responds that way? What is this conversation like?
Plot explanation.
I think it would be better without the little quips. Like, we're supposed to laugh, but we're just like, can you please don't do that. Just say something intelligent and move on, please.
100%. Also, ready for a blistering hot take?
Uh-oh.
Jerry Ryan was only ever supposed to be hot and is not a good actress. So,
I liked her as 7 of 9 in Voyager. I don't know, but she was able to
because of her thespian abilities, Mercurial.
No, I mean I mean
her huge
I'm not gonna
abilities.
I'm not gonna comment on that because I'm a good person, but like she was able to convey. I mean, she's not as great an actor as Brent Spiner, and even I don't even know even sure Brent Spiner, other than playing Data, is a great actor, but she managed to like get that childlike. I don't know how to explain it. It's like an innocence. There's like she's able to convey an innocence that. I mean, to a more sinister degree than like Data, for instance. But I don't know. I was behind. I was behind her, and for other reasons too. So, jeez, Semporial. Oh my god.
Anthroparian put in a comment there, which is maybe worth bringing up. The fact that she was about to start in with some Discovery dialogue, and then they like made a joke about how terrible the Discovery dialogue is. Which is if that was their intent, like okay, I guess, but
how about just do better dialogue and not? That's all.
Yeah, just go back to the way they used to talk on Star Trek. Talk about solutions, talk about the tasks at hand. Maybe some great character moments where the conversations felt organic and real.
I thought there were some good ones in here. But guys, I got a question on the 7. Does 7 of 9's left hand freak you out? By the way, the little silver tips on her fingers. It always freaks me out.
She's always had that. She's always had the
yeah, I know.
I thought it was a stump. I didn't know. I didn't pay attention, Gray. I'll say it.
I just like.
I've never looked at Jerry Ryan's left hand. I've always been
imagine what she could do with those fingers.
Well, unless it was like kind of over here, right? I don't know. I'm just happy that somebody called. Like, if they had to write that intro that she started with, I'm glad that they made it a joke, because she's like, my father was the most famous person who ever famous. And why are you telling me about that? Obviously, I know who he is.
It was so bad.
Yeah, she literally says that after they're like, I'm charged with insubordination, but thank you. And then she goes into that. I'm like, huh? Like, and then she's like, oh, I know why you don't make friends, and apparently they say Captain Shaw's an asshole and Geordi isn't. I'm like, dude, you were insubordinate because you disobeyed orders. That's why. Was Geordi not going to discipline you? That sounds like New Trek. I'm like, TNG, Picard and Riker and the senior staff would never have stood for what 7 of 9 did.
It's the same.
This entire scene was busted.
It's the same thing. It's the same. We have to knock somebody down to make somebody look better. It's just like, just check on her and say,
it's a modern tactic, modern writing tactic.
You immediately we all knew something was going to get Shaw off the bridge, whether he was going to die or So I don't want to jump ahead again, but yeah, like I think don't we move into the sick bay scene next? I don't remember.
Right now, that's right now actually, unless anybody has anything further to add about this cringe scene. All right, so let's talk about the sickbay scene. Beverly and Captain Picard, or Admiral Picard, excuse me.
Oh wait, wasn't the new doctor pushing her around first, telling her she sucked? Or was that later?
That's typical. I mean, at this point, I don't even want to talk about it. It's just like okay, yeah, you're old. It's been 20 years. I'm like, okay, fuck off. I'm sick of hearing this shit. So. What do you guys think of Beverly's reasoning for not telling Jean-Luc for 20 years, I think, that he had a son? The whole, like, he keeps getting into trouble, like a TNG movie style, He's being, his guns.
Make it be seasick.
Well, he's got phaser constantly pointed at his head, and...
Look, I have one positive.
Yeah, go ahead.
Which is that Picard actually, like, had some freaking backbone. Like, he actually he said something that didn't make me think of him as just a soft, limp,
doddering old man.
Because I was going to say the same thing, because I actually was like, okay. I mean, I think I said it during the watch. I said, okay, good, he said it. But then the scene kept going.
Yep.
It should have stopped right
And
there.
going.
And she should have just
And
looked
going.
down. Yeah, and going and going. But no, this is why it was right what I did, not telling you that you. It's like, no, just you had it. You had it. It was
classic.
She was wrong. She was in the wrong, and somehow
and he
they
stood
made
up for
her in the
himself.
right. They ended. She had the last word.
He
at the
actually
end.
acted. He had some emotion. He gave a good delivery, and I was like,
Yep.
good.
Wow.
And then
Finally.
they kept. It's like, stop! No, you ruined it. Like you were good right there. Just stop it. He's right.
I gotta dispute the gave a good delivery. I think that
it was
this
the best
scene,
the best he's done in this show.
This scene, okay, well that may be true, but I think this scene more than any other scene highlighted how they made, like, if this is the show they wanted to make, they made it 10 years too late. He is not up to playing this role.
100%. 100%.
He is too damn old. Like, it just, there was no real heat while he was delivering that. Like, the lines were good and he was doing it his best that we've seen, at least so far, but there wasn't any actual fire, or there wasn't any of the actual anger and passion that you would have in this. Like, you stole my son, and he's like kind of lazily, slowly dripping out these words because he's trying to not have a stroke.
To steal Raporial's words, okay, he's lost the gravitas of his voice, and it's now to get that emotion across. Instead of him just being an imposing guy with a great voice, he's now trying to yell to make up for it, and the yell sounds a little bit like not old, I guess, but like I mean, it's the best. It's the best. I don't know if you guys agree. I think it's the best scene he's had up till they went too far.
Yeah, I think so too.
I was just like, whoa. It's like, dude, whoa.
You can still,
Chill
I still
out.
got it, but the voice pulled me out of it, guys. Yeah, you're the same. You're saying the same thing. It's a shame, isn't it? Because his voice was his power, his commanding voice.
Yes.
Patrick Stewart. He's always had that.
The stage presence,
room,
right?
right?
The stage
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah,
it's a stage voice.
What can you do?
I think it's really interesting that Pips, because he hasn't been on these streams, is giving all of the observations that we gave on episode 1. Like, I think we all basically say every single positive thing we have to say about Patrick Stewart has the caveat, but he's a doddering old man who can't deliver anymore. So, like, just assume that caveat is applied to all compliments we have towards Patrick Stewart.
Because I was actually
Noted.
surprised.
Noted.
I'm like, wow, that was a good minute or two. Like I'm sitting there going, you're totally wrong. She's she's just flat out wrong. And I was expecting him to just sort of like shut down and be like, well, you had your reasons, I guess, or something. And he's like, and he called her on it. And I was like, thank God. And then they let her have the last say.
Steve, they can't have a woman saying sorry, can they? Anymore on screen. You know, I'm sorry, Jean-Luc. You're right. I know. I'm sorry about that.
Or
They
something,
can't
or
do
she
it,
there's a million ways that she could have just like been like, I just, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong, but you know, I don't know. Maybe I was wrong in some other, you know, do some writer shit and write your way, you know. But she just had to defend herself all the way to the end, and for another 10 minutes, it seemed like.
What did and here's the other thing too, and I agree. I mean, this was, I thought this was a decent scene, but it was too goddamn long. But let's go to the part 2 of the scene with Beverly and Picard, where he's asking her things that are, you know, important to the story besides, you know, their son, like who was this Vatic and why is he after, you know, why is she after our son? And the answer she gives, I was just like, she's after Jean-Luc. What? She thinks they're after Jean-Luc.
Yeah, it's like
she knows he's on the ship.
Yep.
Like,
but
why did they ask
that,
for him instead of the son?
So how does that play? Like, I don't understand how it's his fault that. So let me get this. Let me try it. Just bear with me a second. So Vatic is tracking them across space because she knows that Jean-Luc will become interested in the son he hasn't ever known about, that she hasn't told anybody in the universe that's his son. But somehow Vatic knows that it's his son because she does.
Does she? I don't even know if she...
Well, that's what she's implying, because that's... Otherwise, why would she be tracking them around and attacking them? If, you know, it's implying that she's trying to attack her and his son to draw him out.
How they put Jean-Luc Picard villains for Jean-Luc Picard situations? Is that how they? I forgot how they worded it.
I don't know. It's just it's like weird. It's like it's your fault. It's like,
oh goddamn, shut up.
So I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know, Steve. I can't work out if it's is she tracking the son, Jack? I call him Downton Abbey, by the way. Downton Abbey, or is she tracking Beverly? Does she know the connection from Beverly? Maybe she doesn't know about the son.
I don't know, but it's just
Beverly
like,
will get Picard. Picard will come to save Beverly.
Doesn't she want the kid? Like, isn't the kid's illegal? Like, isn't this crime lord on crime lord violence? Like, she wants revenge on the kid. That's how I was.
Well, maybe it's because he can have foretellings. That's why she wants him. Oh, sorry, getting ahead again.
Napoleon's watched it the most out of all of us. You've watched it quite a few times in different episodes. Do you remember like the initial why is she after Jack Crusher, Downton Abbey?
Why? Oh, Vatic? You're talking about Vatic?
Yeah, Vatic. Why is Vatic after him?
According to the episode, because he's a wanted criminal. He's a wanted criminal. He's a wanted criminal all over the galaxy. Yeah. He's a bad boy. He's a bad boy.
Which we know that's not. Which we know is bullshit. So it's just like what? So it's just another mystery box.
They really say like that's not a bounty hunter ship. I've dealt with bounty hunters. That's a warship. I'm like, okay, we'll get to the warship aspect. I'm like, I don't think it's a particular warship for a particular group that may or may not have been DS9. Excuse me. Sorry.
There are two kind of questions here, and maybe you guys know the answers to this. So there's the question of how I guess what is her name? Vatic, whatever her name is, right? Vatic. How she's tracking them, right? Which is the leaking coolant stuff, right?
That's right.
The coolant leak in space, I guess.
Well,
it was like their way of saying, "Hey, we remember Star Trek 6. Remember the remember the tailpipe, and remember how they shot they did the surgery on the torpedo, and they were able to take out that."
Hold on,
you're giving them way too much credit. It was.
Are we jumping to that? Because how does punching a hole in pipes inside the ship make it leak outside?
I was going to say there's even a bigger problem with that. So that's apparently how she's tracking the Titan, right? How was she tracking their original ship that only had 2 people on it and not a saboteur to cause a proton leak or whatever the hell it is? Like, she was tracking them and kept on appearing, right?
They kept saying that there were different people that were onto them and betraying them.
This one's got it. Banana in the tailpipe.
Yeah, but this one's come up a couple times, right? And then the other one is, what does she want Jack for? Which the best I can come up with is that
sex.
Beverly is right that she actually wants Jean-Luc, and the son is supposed to be blackmail / leverage. So that's the reason why she didn't just capture Jean-Luc. She wants Jean-Luc to do something for her. Not like she wants to capture him or kill him. She wants him to do something for her.
Right.
And the only way she can get him to do it is to put a gun to the son's head. That is the only thing that I can possibly imagine.
Or she couldn't get to him when he was sequestered away on Chateau Picard.
Except that wouldn't make sense because she knows that he's on the ship. She knows that he's on the Titan. So as soon as he comes to try and get Beverly, and she, comlink has a conversation with Jean-Luc, proton torpedoes away, but waste this dude, right?
Yeah.
But then it also doesn't make sense because she throws him into a gravity well. So like I don't know what she wants him to do.
I guess let's take a step further. How the fuck did they get a changeling on the Titan?
He's been there for a long time.
So wait, are we going? So hold on. So are we jumping ahead here? So where did we went from sick bay? So no, we got no. It's cool. I don't want to. I'm asking Raporo. Where are we at, buddy? We're getting all over the place, and I love it because it's like one of my streams.
That's why you're in the middle with the sweet hat.
Oh well, we'll put Gray in the middle.
You're the head of the Voltron. Ooh, now
You in
Gray's the head
control,
of the
Steve?
Voltron.
Oh my god.
I don't even know what we were talking about before that. So we got.
We were
sick
talking
bay,
about we were talking about sick bay. We're talking about like Picard and Beverly, and then they're talking about, she believes that they're after Picard for some reason, and because of the fact that they set that up, that's the case now. So, but yeah, there's the whole. What else is there? So, you got the the Shrike finds them again. They blast the ship, and the captain and a bunch of other bridge staff are pretty much injured in the attack, and they're taken away. And fan service, everybody was waiting for this. Anyone who's a fan of Star Trek Nemesis, the Star Trek Titan books, well, you got to see Captain Riker in action. Here it is. Here you go. And so I don't know. I to me that felt fan service. I don't know how you guys felt about it.
But him getting
extraordinarily convenient.
Yeah,
Captain Asshole getting yeeted off the bridge. Is that what we're talking about? Does anybody else have a problem with the cursing from the captain? Like all the F-bombs being dropped?
I mean, there hasn't been a whole. I mean, has there been an F-bomb dropped yet? I don't think there has in this season.
Yeah, he said it like 3 times. Like the captain said.
I think he did.
I thought he was saying weird shit. He said shit a couple of times.
He said
was it shit? Okay, maybe it was shit. Maybe it wasn't fun.
But it's strange, Steve, isn't it? No, it is. It's off-putting. It just doesn't feel right. It's like,
just
what?
write something better. Like you're
the captain,
why?
for God's sake.
Yeah, I mean, hold yourself. Like you got us into this mess. That's fine. It doesn't have to be shit. We're in this because of
Pips,
you. You get us out of it.
Pips, how about you, man? As you just came into this like episode 3, did it was it jarring to you? Did you notice it? The language, the cursing?
I mean, in general, this sort of like 2020, language is very present, right? Like I think that the older Star Trek, I think, had sort of like a clinical way of speaking. That was not necessarily alien, but it just didn't constantly make you think like this is a conversation I'm overhearing like on the street around the corner from my house, right? Like it was professional enough, and professional is sort of like sanitized, and that makes sense in kind of a space environment. Like it just didn't like disrupt your experience, I think. And this is not the case. You hear the slang and just kind of modern speech.
Yeah, we all knew. I thought he was going to die. So did he die? Did Sean die?
Nope.
He just got real close, right?
Yeah, Beverly Crusher did the Mr. Miyazaki, Mr. Miyagi.
That's right.
Internal bleeding. Rub your hands together.
Yeah. The doctor doesn't know what internal bleeding is, so
the scan can't detect delayed bleeding.
The scan can't detect bleeding, but I can because I am the human scanner.
Come on, we got Beverly save the day. Save the
All right,
She can save the day. Just let it just be like the doctor. Like go.
Save the day.
I got too much stuff going on, and help me.
Okay, I want to read. I want to read this member chat. DJ Ronnie G being a member for 10 months. Shameless plug. Thank you. USS Pasteur equals underscore. I think that's what is that? Dot NCC 58295. USS Pasteur, I believe, from freaking All Good Things, the finale of Next Generation. The future Beverly Picard's medical ship that she was captain of.
I just think the doctor could have been like, hey, I've heard of you, and then they could have had that better scene when they were first in sick bay, and then when shit starts getting real, maybe she's taking care of something else, and the doctor goes, please, you take care of him. I got all this stuff going. I got to take care of all this. Just like ask her for help. It doesn't have to be something like, get out of my way. I'm better than you. I don't know.
Yep.
I think it's just working together stuff, right? I rather than adversarial, like that's I don't know.
I kind of liked the idea that like at least one person was treating the like ancient retired person who's just a civilian who's stowed aboard your ship with the appropriate level of like, what the hell are you doing here? Like, hey, geriatric lady, if you're in the sick bay, it's probably because you broke a hip. So wait in line. I got more important freaking people to deal with.
This is my sick bay. Get out of here.
Like the deference given to okay.
Well, but
the earlier episodes when Shaw just like gave zero shits about Admiral Picard on a ship.
Yeah,
that was perfect.
That dinner scene pitch was awesome, wasn't it?
And
so good.
And her getting treated this way in the med bay was perfect.
Well, what a bit. Well, I think they could. I mean, she's still like a doctor. She should have the real. I should say the Titan doctor. I wish should have taken some command and then like directed her, like not let Beverly
that would have 100%
take over. Right? It's like, can you please move aside and then go? You know what? I do need you. Get in here, right? Something like that, right? I don't know. Something, there's a different.
No,
I get what you're saying. Like
been
she's in charge, but just like, sorry.
Would have been a great way to build up different characters. Have the Titan Doctor initially not have much use for her, but then as more and more people stream into the bay injured, she needs to use them to use her to fix everybody. And then by the time the captain is injured, have the frickin' Titan Doctor elbow deep in somebody's guts, putting something back together, and then her allowing Beverly to work on the captain, which is like the big thing that you're supposed to do if you're the doctor. That would be a great way to cap off the fact that those two are close and now respect each other.
Just let her take over the room. Be like, you go there, right? It's like I need get the son involved. It's like, anything? Go help that guy. Like,
just written a better scene, Alex. Yeah. There you go. Just written a better scene.
Just be better at your job. Like
the other solution would have been to have systems getting knocked offline by the combat damage, and have Beverly know. Yeah. Like, so for example, my wife brought this up. She's a nurse, ER ICU. And she brought up that, like, it's weird that they're doing chest compressions given that we have machines to do chest compressions now. Like, we have pneumatic stuff, we have straps. They do a better job and they don't get tired. So it's weird that on, Star Trek, like, they're doing chest compressions. That would have been a great thing to have the chest compression machine broken because they've lost power to the sick bay. And then they're like, what do we do? And then Beverly Crusher's like, chest compressions. And, like, starts getting to obviously like the time scale difference is not really that huge, but it would have been a way to show that like old physicians know things that new physicians don't because they have tools that do the things that old physicians had to do. You
guys are writing better scenes than the writers. You guys are writing better scenes, seriously.
It's fair. We've had a lot of practice with the other show.
Oh God.
Yeah. There's been a lot of bad TV over the last.
Speaking of the other show, did the Picard Beverly scene of "Why the fuck did you keep my son from me" scene remind anybody else of the Logain at the White Tower scene, where it was like if somebody had yelled "cut" 45 seconds sooner, we would have all been like, "They pulled one off." Like that is a good scene.
Yeah, they were close. They just couldn't help themselves, right? Yeah, it's just
you can't help it, Steve. No, you're right.
Yeah, they were close. Where are we at, Nerporio? You seem overwhelmed, buddy.
You look happy, Nerporio. You're smiling and laughing. I love it.
It's funny. What can I say? You guys are funny. See, let's talk about. Let's talk about the Yeet.
No.
You don't want to talk about the Yeet. They shoot the photon torpedo, and then they shoot the phaser and knocks the Shrike off the
yeeting of the ship. Did anybody else have I made him pause the episode because I couldn't stop laughing. That they shot a photon torpedo and then shot the phaser, and you just see the ship go, oh! It's like, what is happening? It's like, what is that? It was the silliest looking. It's
just weird scene.
It was so weird.
Alex, was it you that said that the external space shots looked weightless? Like there was just weightlessness. That was the scene where you're like, how much does the ship weigh? It's just the thing, and it just gets flipped away like it's a.
Where's he going?
I'm super glad that everybody on the Shrike was wearing their seatbelt.
Wouldn't the shields take care of that? Like, wouldn't the shields? Like they have shields, right? Like,
yeah.
Everyone in the strike is now dealing with heavy concussions from being thrown about. Like,
you see, they do a scene with the strike, and they're all on the roof. They're like, no.
Can you fall down in space? Can you drop down? Is it a hole or something? I didn't know that worked like that.
I couldn't believe it.
It's
I
not
was just
Star
That
Wars.
was
You
was
can always
really
go
Riker's.
up.
That was Riker's first thing was to yeet that ship. That was his first command.
shoot the poor torpedo with the phaser. I know it'll make it go. Whee! It's like,
And Picard's like done, and then okay, whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
are we at the scene
I was
yet?
going to do this maneuver that nobody's ever done before you were going to do it, Riker. See how on it I am? It's like, oh my god.
Are we at the most cringe line in the episode?
Wait, we're at Rafi scenes?
I was gonna say we're not at Rafi yet.
We're at Rafi scenes?
When
Rafi scenes, not the line, it's the delivery.
In this scene, isn't this the same scene where Jean-Luc is like, "You should really start calling me number one," and he gives a
I
little
love
smile.
that line.
And I was like, number one, no, I'm calling this scene number two. It's a big old shit.
I knew you guys,
terrible.
like I knew you guys it would get you. I'm like, no, why did you
Guys,
really...
he should have turned to the camera and done a big wink like that.
Wink.
Wink. I would have been so.
Riker did it.
Commercial break. It's like, what the fuck?
Fuck you guys. I really like that.
It was so cringe.
Boing?
Come on.
Like,
If they had
sound effects as the strike goes floating away, it's like, boing. It's like, what's happening?
if they had just left the "It's time you start calling me number one again" line, that would have been great. But they immediately did the fucking catapult ship, and it was just like way to completely rob a great line of any meaning. This goofy ass garbage. Like,
Yes.
it would be like if, like in A Few Good Men, Jack Nicholson said, "You can't handle the truth," and then immediately stroked out and just started flopping in the witness box. Like, that was the equivalent of what they did there.
Oh no, Jack.
See,
Oh,
I
maybe-
think that
or
I
it's
think
like,
that it was.
yeah, that's the truth. Oopsies. It's like, what? Why did you do that?
I think that it was too on the nose. I think that Riker had previously called Picard captain and like old habits or whatever, right? And it would have been interesting if like they had done the number one line like after the little torpedo shot thing. If you're gonna have that, which you shouldn't, but like whatever, they have Picard do something that's like, you know, good, and then he could be like, "Great shot, number one," and then they could like look at each other.
There was a way to do it that wasn't just like, "Call me number one." It's like,
and then the pan to Riker as he like looks over to the camera and makes a shitty grin.
it's like
That line, if without the boing, would have been great. I will.
boing.
We can agree to disagree on this, but the boing killed it.
Next episode, I'm just gonna make sound effects as me and Derpoy are watching it. See what sound effects I can get in there. I hope the streak floats away again, so I can just be like, boing.
Well, guys, that made it harder for me later on when you saw Picard and like Riker, you know, bawling at Picard, really shouting. That just felt weird later. Did you notice that? You know, they seem to be getting on so well, and suddenly he's screaming at him like, you know, "What have you done? You've killed us all." It's like, what?
Well,
You're skipping all the way to the end, Gray.
I know. Sorry, Napoleon. I know.
Well, no, but
I'm trying to avoid the Raffi scenes. Just like let's just.
he's trying to
skip
skip-
past-
We'll save Raffi for last. Let's keep
Can we
talking
just
about. Let's keep talking about this.
Raffi scenes. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Let's finish this A plot. Let's get the A plot out of the way. So, what do you guys think of that whole? So apparently they keep the Shrike just keeps attacking. They keep finding them. There's tension between Picard and Riker. Picard wants to
Attack.
Picard wants to attack. Take a stand. Riker just cares about. What do you call it? Just getting away, hiding, saving the ship because feels there's no chance. So they get into that. It's throughout the remainder of the episode. There's that tension building, and while that's going on, we have Jack and Seven. So they have this now. They're sharing a scene together, and they're talking about blood and water and trail with breadcrumbs and mass spectrometers and the veritarium. That's the coolant, or that's the insulating. That's the insulator of warp coils. That's the coolant that Pips was bringing up earlier. That's how they're tracking it. It's just ridiculous. And then they have that guard there, and Jack punches the guard, George McFly style, with a single punch, knocks his ass straight out, and all that. And I'll be honest, I hate that music that they played during that scene. It reminds me of 24. It reminds me of like a tense moment in 24. That type of. So I'm like, where's the gravitas? I'm going to say gravitas again. Where's the grand, Star Trek, music that should be playing? I'm sick of this. It's trying to be other things. It's
the best part of that scene was we're supposed to think that she's confined to quarters all of a sudden, and it's like, oh, it's about time. Like, did you just decide to go now? Because all the other episodes, when they relieved you, you just said, nah, I'm good.
I'm just like, how did they figure this out? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I'm just like, how does he know this? Well, he looks at blood he looks at a trail of blood, and he's like, oh, they must be tracking. It's like, how would you know that?
They know they're being tracked because they can't lose them. So that's how they know they're being tracked. He comes up with the reason that they're tracking them because he assumes they're leaving something behind them. Like,
have we ruled out the idea that the Titan has a tell? Has anyone explored that opportunity?
Well, so wouldn't it be better if, like, since they have a guy on the ship, he just has a tracking beacon on him?
He got a radio. Left to starboard, 15 degrees.
We're over here. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. The whole, like, the space trail stuff, I don't know. It's like, just have the guy have a radio. That's it. Or something.
See, I didn't have an issue with the concept. I've seen stuff where, if you add too much fuel to a fuel mixture, you basically start leaking, unspent fuel. And I would assume unspent fuel would be trackable. So, like, I don't hate the concept. I hate the methodology for it being a problem and then them fixing the problem. But it needed to be explained better than
it was
we're leaking.
5-second scene, right? Because, like, we need to move on. So let's figure this out.
Is everything okay, Pips? Is everything okay?
I don't know. I just heard something in the house, and the lights came on.
Uh-oh.
I'm sure there's no issue with that. It's probably a mouse, or it's probably just a mouse.
It's probably going to be a lie. Pips is about to be robbed, I think, is what's about to happen. I'm in Chicago, dude. Like, I'm fine. I mean, come on, Pips is okay. He's where he lives.
No, I think I hear something here. You guys.
Yeah, you're muted, Pips. You're muted. Oh, it looks like we're going to tour the Pips estate. What's going on here?
It's a trap.
A found footage murder.
I don't. Let's keep going. So, like, okay. So apparently the blood, or apparently they figure out that there's blood, and I just don't buy it. And then, of course, they keep beating over the head. That there's the nebula anomaly has an intergravitational well.
What the fuck?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
The door was open. And I just came in. I was in the area. The door was.
Just.
Yeah, I'm in the Pips estate right now. So. Yep. Yep, those was my idea. We're derailing the stream just to.
Nobody
just
puts
to,
Mercurial in the corner, all right? What are you doing?
No, I'm in the kitchen. I have this entire
He's
space.
in a
I have this
corner.
entire table.
Put baby in a
see
corner?
You
What are
see
you
my you see my I have my setup right here. This is the Mercurial setup. Big monitor.
Nobody puts
And now
baby in the
we're
corner.
streaming together. Now we're streaming on the same table. So there you go.
Oh no, that's.
There you go. Bump it.
I thought we were gonna like touch him on the shoulder. This is getting weird.
So yeah, this is for you, chat. This is for you, chat. And Steve, you nearly ruined it. Steve, how dare you? You nearly ruined it.
How did I ruin what?
You said I was. You brought it up really quickly. I was just like, dude, don't say anything.
Sorry, my bad.
Oh my god, I got a super chat because of this. $2 Canadian dollar from Mr. Tickletron. Video evidence: Mercurial committed a crime. I did not.
He admitted to it.
Sorry.
Okay, I did. I'm
I'm a party pooper. I'm a party pooper.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
sorry.
yeah, I met Pips in person now. So now I met two White Cloaks. So who knows who I'll meet next? Right, Steve? All right. So all right. This is good.
Hey, that was a great idea.
It was.
For
Yeah.
execution. I'm like somewhere between Jean-Luc Picard and what's that chick that is high on all the drugs?
Rafi.
What was Raffaella, which I've never heard before. I'm like, for a second, I thought he was calling her Raphael. Like Michael. Now you have Michael Burnham. Now you have Raphael.
I really want to know what Gray thinks of the Rafi scenes.
Raffia baskets? Raffia wickerwork? No idea. Sorry, I'm staying silent. I've got cooking noise in the background.
God.
Does that mean lunch is almost up, Gray?
Absolutely, Mercurial. Almost ready.
Oh, okay. All right. So Gray, what did you think of Raffi and Worf and all their scenes? Like I did not like the motion shot of him practicing with whatever that new Klingon weapon that Michael Westmore designed. I didn't like. Did you? No.
I don't know. I thought Klingon yoga was over quickly.
I don't know. Was it like a frame? Or like what was it? Like I don't even know how to describe what they did. It's like they slowed it, kind of.
Yeah, they was trying to be graceful.
I think there was like a motion blur effect. There was something.
It's very not Star Trek. Come on, I'm a purist. What can I say? I didn't like it. I didn't like the way that looked. But I'm happy that he wasn't. So like Raffi was giving him shit. I'll say this. You might all disagree with me. I felt Worf was just he was just so oblivious that you're just calling her a warrior. He wasn't being bothered by what she was saying. Unlike poor Jean-Luc in season 1 and 2.
A warrior and the intuition.
That's so stupid. Nas has I have to read this right here. Nosferatu. Pips is going to put Godporial in a meat freezer in his basement.
Oh my
god.
We debated me going to like grab my shotgun and like clearing the room, like, really going, and then we were like,
I get demonetized.
No.
You can't have firearms.
Nope.
You can have all sorts of social degeneracy, but
oh boy. Oh my god, this chat is just I don't even want to read this. So all right, but let's get back to this. All right. So I did not like
Worf saying you're this, you're that, you're that. So now you have a light character telling us that this other character is all these things. It's like, oh, so now we're supposed to think she's a warrior.
Yeah,
Like,
Worf, you're a legend, and blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, we know that, whatever. And then she says she has withdrawal symptoms, and I like I said, there's so many lens flares in this scene. I'm like, seriously.
Can I say there was one positive, I think. So like the meme of characters like getting Worfed, where like to set up the bad guy over here as being a badass, it just beats the shit out of Worf. At least they subverted that expectation. I fully expected her to walk up behind him and just wipe the fucking floor with him.
Yeah, the way I'm like, I was surprised. Yeah. Yes.
But she's a warrior.
And then didn't you like? Didn't you like? You're talking like? Did we bring up how the disarming? How he disarmed her?
It was stupid.
Hip says it's stupid.
That was
stupid.
What's that? Like Chicago self-defense YouTube channel or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah, that was worse than one of the disarming videos.
Is that a personal attack? Because I'm from Chicago.
It absolutely is.
There's some channel that
Chicago self-defense. I gotta look this
Alex
up now.
knows what I'm talking about.
It's a hilarious, like, terrible self-defense advice thing where like the guy's like, all right, so I want you to do these like 7 very complicated steps, and like I think almost all of them end with like him like fake getting shot and being in heaven, like because it's like it
just fails every time.
Yeah, the meme is he shows it to people, and then other people like try and do the thing, and then it's just like in heaven, the little scene, and so you see like all these TikTok videos and whatever of them memeing this guy, and it was that.
Oh boy!
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Worf is disarming this chick, and the blaster is facing perfectly at Worf throughout the entire disarm. She could have just
shot him,
pulled the trigger.
Yeah, everybody knows if you have a gun pointed at your gut, the first thing you're gonna want to do is grab the top of the gun and pull it towards you.
Oh my god!
All I want to know is why Worf wasn't wearing the heads of his, vanquished enemies like a necklace or like on a table behind him so he could present them to everybody.
Yeah, like that.
Remember that guy I killed?
Yeah, he's right
here.
His head's right here. Wow, nice. God damn. Oh, so what did you? So apparently the singer from Green Day was in this episode, and he was the one that paid the Ferengi to lie. So what did you guys think? Did you guys realize that was Billy Joe Armstrong himself, right? You know that, right? He was in this episode. Couldn't you tell?
No way! I didn't realize it was him.
It was him. I mean, maybe it was his son. Maybe he has a son. I don't know. It looked just like him, and
Gray, I cannot tell. You are utterly incredible at sarcasm. Like, it's very difficult. Yes, it's you. It's very difficult for me to tell when you're being serious versus when you're mocking. Were you
was
mocking
genuine.
Or were you? Oh, it was.
No, I didn't realize. I didn't realize it was him.
No, I don't think it is him. I think Rapoil's being an ass.
Oh, you got me again, Brian. Oh shit.
But seriously, like they find him. They find him really quickly, and Worf. You say it, Steve. Worf apparently was in the. I guess Worf was in the WWF for 20 years.
Chokeslam!
It tells you how old I am and how long it's been since I've watched that I still call it WWF.
Worf as the Undertaker. I loved that.
I was thinking Kane. Oh well, whatever.
Undertaker,
Whatever.
come on, Undertaker. He's the OG. Come on, it's got to be Undertaker. All I know is that was fine. Whatever, him just choke slamming the guy. Fine. What bothered me was just the whole walking through.
Shit.
The realization walking through of what's happening is like, oh, so like the dawning of what's going on, and then walking you through every step of them figuring out. It's like it's misdirection. Well, maybe it's, but then this, but then that. Oh my God! What about this? You mean they did that? Oh my God! They did that too! Wow! It's like, what the fuck? It's just I don't know. All the Rafi scenes are terrible. Like I wish it was
every
like
single one.
Worf talking to nothing, or just choke slamming people. Just have Worf walking around choke slamming people, and they start giving up information. Like, boom! Like, okay, stop choke slamming me. I'll tell you everything you want to know. It's like
he's great, Steve, isn't he? He's so understated and calm, and she just overacts everything.
Yeah,
she's terrible. She pulls you out the scene. He saves the scenes that she's in.
Okay. With her overacting, when he says his name, and it kind of pans to her, she does this weird thing where she kind of like hunches down. She's like, Worf, you're a legend. She does this really weird, her whole body was involved in this overacted just trash.
It's very weird. Yeah, it's very weird.
I've literally never seen a human being make whatever that was.
She's a warrior, though.
You are a warrior, Raphael.
They need to finish up that B plot fast. She needs to get launched out an airlock and Worf go on an adventure by himself and be like, all right, that's a lot better.
So what did you guys think of the big plot twist in this episode?
With the portal?
We're having a Dominion war again.
Yeah, the whole changelings being involved in this. Shapeshifters, yeah. The founders of the Dominion themselves. And Worf is like, it's something. It's something that is awesome that you have to watch Deep Space Nine for, and I don't know how to feel about that. Like this, I thought this was supposed to be, and they kept saying this, TNG season 8. Dominion was not in TNG. I mean, they mentioned the Dominion very briefly in Star Trek Insurrection, because that movie came out during season 7 of DS9, and the Dominion War was still going on. So they made there was like a little Easter egg, and that was all. And there might have been some there were a few books, but that's pretty much it. So I don't know what the Dominion has to do with Picard. And I mean, that was more of a Cisco and
you know what you told. It seemed to really bother you because you're like, I thought they were bringing back a TNG villain, and I don't know any better. So
a TNG villain, or maybe a TNG race that maybe was initially thought to be all dead, like Inner Light, and maybe someone came back, or maybe someone survived and somehow knows Picard was Kamen. That would have been a very interesting twist. That's why I played the Inner Light theme for the first episode that I watched, because that's why I was thinking was going on. But my imagination ran away with me. Sorry guys. But
you should know better than to expect good things to happen.
Yeah, I mean, we watched Game of Thrones season 8. Perfect example.
You just have way more of a creative investment in this story, clearly, than they do. Because you're like, this old thing. It was in a single episode, but it was a great episode.
Yeah,
we can pull this back and and they're instead just like, what's something that everyone thought was done that we can be like.
Come back with a vengeance. Wasn't done.
We can bring back and ruin in our own special way.
That too. That's modernity. Modernity is just.
Oh boy,
I hate it.
Well, because I'm trying to think where the episode goes after that whole Rafi scene. I don't even remember.
Well, remember at the very end, they make one last attempt. So we have to talk about. So we find out that Billy Joe Armstrong is a changeling, and he turns. What I don't understand, you haven't seen DS9, but the changelings can spring out at you. They can spring out. They can fly. They can go up shafts and all that, like the freaking alien. Like they're There was a whole episode of DS9 where they were hunting this thing, and it
was tied to a chair.
Impossible.
He can't move, man. And I mean, come on,
he
was tied to a chair. No,
he doesn't need handcuffs. He can turn into liquid and just
he's tied to a chair.
He can just bring himself to you down, and
nice,
ooh.
yummy.
Great.
I can make some.
Remember in DS9?
Sorry,
Changeling.
I can make some chicken nuggies
as a control panel, and it was Odo trying to train the crew to spot changelings, and he eventually just basically had to give up and just be like, okay. People are too stupid to figure this out.
They had that phaser configuration, which looked like a projector. Like it would emit like a large thing, and then it would be like a scanner. They'd be scanning and it would show. It would force the changeling to revert back into their liquid state, and then they'd have to flee. But they're really tough to catch. That DS9 set that up. So seeing this happen, he just goes into poop jelly, and then they kill him. I was just like.
I was gonna say
they're way more dangerous than that.
Are they easy to kill? You just shoot them with a phaser, or are they? I mean,
no,
dude.
I'm spoiling this for you, but there was a moment where a certain Klingon was believed to be a changeling. All the Klingons shot that changeling at least 15 to 20 times before it died. So I mean, it's.
I figured
there was one way. There was one machine done by the greatest organization, the greatest, or not the great, but the most dangerous organization in the Alpha Quadrant, the Obsidian Order, the Cardassians. They're their 1984 group that knows everything about everything, and
they're the Cardassian SS.
They're the Cardassian SS basically, and they had this machine that kept Odo from being able to revert, and that was the only. I think it was a prototype, and that was the only thing that could do that. So. I'm just saying, I liked the fact that Jack had a hard time against that one changeling in the room when then he gets poisoned and all that.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
That was more representative of what was established in Deep Space Nine. And so did that one changeling just kill himself, blew himself up, or is he still at large?
I didn't get that at all. Large, really weird.
I'm sure he's still on the ship.
One on the Titan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he planted it and left.
Yeah, okay. I'm assuming he can morph into another look too, right? So
yeah, he can.
Because I swear, wasn't that the same Starfleet officer that Jack did his little jailbreak on? I swear that was the same Starfleet officer, same actor.
Oh really? I don't remember clearly.
I got a question for you guys. I want to see if anyone else was thinking down the same way that I was. When Picard was on the bridge and started telling him his plan, they're like, "Oh, we got to attack him! Turn around and fight and whatever." I kind of thought that he was the changeling.
I didn't.
That would have been a good suspicion.
Yeah, that would have been much better.
Crazy. That would have been I'd be like, "Whoa, shit!" That would have been bombshell.
And there's tension between him and Riker.
Well,
that's why he's acting out of character. Yeah.
Right. Because I was gonna say I didn't think it was Picard isn't all attack, is he? I didn't think he was. Yeah. No. I'm saying that's what would make a lot of sense.
What's weird is Picard is not the pew pew one. That was more Riker. Riker was supposed to be more like Kirk. Picard was the more diplomatic. He was the one that tried to look for solutions without firing or without, leading to what they call cowboy diplomacy. So
apart from in First Contact, Imperial, well, that wasn't Picard at all, was it? First Contact, he was pewing away in that.
It was like they wrote Picard to be crazy in that movie. They wrote him to be fucking Quint from Jaws, Captain Ahab type. Just that we're gonna draw a line here. The line must be drawn now, and he's like, no, and then he breaks all of his ships, his toy ships, like his TNG.
Maybe he was a changeling in that as well.
Totally different. Action hero Picard might be a changeling. You might be right. And this is feeling more like a podcast. This is feeling more like a podcast. I'm just relaxing and Pip's right here, and yeah.
You're saying
figure out how to do this.
It was Jake Luke Picard.
Jake Luke Picard. Oh my god.
Jake Picard or Blue Shirt. No, it's Blue Shirt Picard from Tapestry. Remember Tapestry, Remember, what if Picard never stuck up for his friend and never got stabbed through the heart by the Nausicaan? Well, instead of being a captain, he was just a lowly lieutenant science officer who never really stepped up and never really, he never really stepped up, never really amounted to much. He just did the data, did the work, and that was it. And never didn't have what it took to be a captain. So I think that was great. That was a great analogy. Probably one of my probably personal favorite analogy of current Picard. Lack of agency Picard is what I like to say. I thank the White Cloaks for saying the term agency. Now I'm using that term quite a bit now.
The lack of agency is quite problematic.
Or maybe it's Lady Balefire. I think she's actually Lady Balefire says agency.
She likes to use that a lot, yeah. By the way, Steve, this is for you. Agency is the title of the sequel to The Peripheral, the book.
Gray, I'm so mad that we watched that show.
Dude, I'm watching season 2. I gotta see.
It started out okay.
I gotta see the glass.
Yep.
Turn to shit.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know? Yes, you got a season 2. We gotta see how much glass gets destroyed.
No way, man. Know. Season 2.
If it can surpass Akira, oh my god.
Oh, you didn't know either, Gray?
No, I thought that was it. One and done. One and gone.
They got a season 2 of Peripheral.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Remember the comments in your comment section. They're like, "You're not paying attention." I'm not invested. Okay, I'm not paying attention, but I'm not invested either.
Oh, I was paying very good attention. It made no fucking sense. But let's get back to Picard. You don't want me going off on Peripheral again. Like that show is.
I'm so sorry, Steve.
Okay,
I'm so sorry.
Maybe Picard is a Peripheral.
So we get the convergence right here. The changeling on the Titan, the changeling that Worf and Raffi kill. We get that. That's the big bombshell, right? That we learned. And what did you also think of the portal weapon being deployed by Vadic? Were you doing your naked gun?
I think I said last time, this would be a very good show if it was about the cartels in Mexico. And it's two old retired police captains trying to combat the cartel. And it is the cartel is the Shrike, and it is more powerful than the police and has more ability and more resources.
Did we start talking about something different when I took my headphones off for a second?
We're talking about the portal weapon. We're talking about the Shrike deploying the portal weapon. So they used it twice. They used it 3 times.
I'm having trouble finding the analogy about the cartel, but.
So if you assume that Star Trek is always supposed to be a Western,
okay,
the Wagon Train to the Stars,
yeah. So in this, for whatever reason, the outlaws have better guns and better technology than the police.
Okay.
So if you put this in a different setting where the Federation wasn't the badass on the block and instead the outlaws and the criminals were, better and more powerful than the Federales, this works. But it doesn't work because the Federation are supposed to be, yes, Star Trek Sicario is what this plot should have been. But it wasn't. It was, for some reason, Star Trek Picard, and the Federation is lame again.
Well, I still think Star Wars is going to beat them. If they're going to make a Sicario series, Star Wars is going to beat them to it.
Oh, boy. Probably. All I know is I love how we're supposed to believe this portal weapon that nobody has ever used and is so powerful is not even the main thing that they're after. Or the portal weapon is the distraction. It's like, oh, we got to raise the stakes. Let's get 18,000 Star Destroyers out in space too, right? Why have 1 Death Star when you can have 5? Like, this is the raising the stakes bullshit, right? It's like this portal weapon is like never been seen before. You can just make random portals and make starships shoot themselves in the rear end, and that's not even that's just the distraction. It's like,
right. This portal weapon is maybe literally the most powerful thing that has ever been introduced in Star Trek, if used remotely intelligently. And it's just kind of like, oh, it's bad they have that. And like, no, this is catastrophic. This is universe ending. Like
what if they did that on a? Could they make a planet-sized one? What if they did that to a planet?
What if they did it? What if they put one portal in New York City and one portal in the middle of the sun? You've just wiped out Earth.
Boom,
just
dead.
Near a black hole.
Yeah.
You just open it at the event horizon of a black hole, and then
Well, I don't know. The worst thing about the thing that stuck out to me was when they use it, right? It's this big dramatic charge up. They have the beams things, and then the portal opens up, right? I was half expecting the depth charge from Star Wars sound, but we didn't get that. But then at the end, the very last scene, when Riker yells, "Shoot everything!" and they shoot 3 torpedoes. Three torpedoes is everything.
And then they shoot themselves in the ass. They shoot themselves in the ass.
Not just that. So he says, shoot everything. And they shoot 3 torpedoes. So I guess they're out of weapons. And the Shriek instantly opens a portal and shoots him in the butt. And it's like, what happened to the big dramatic charge up? Like, I thought
that was the banana peel slip moment. Like the good guy's doing something and the bad guy just throws a banana peel in front of him, right? It was that level of silliness.
But it's just like it bothered me. It's like, why? It's like you've got all this tension for the. It's like, okay, place the portal there. It's like, oh, portal. It's like, okay, and I guess I get it. The starship's a big thing, so it can't like veer off and dodge it. Fine. Okay, I get it. It's not going to stop on a dime and be able to dodge where the portal opens up. But the fact that they just went and opened a portal when they needed it because they shot 3 torpedoes at them, it's like, what happened to all the rules you just set for this weapon? They're gone?
Not that, though. The gunner on the strike, I mean, world champion of pool. Lining up that shot.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what the angle calculations are, but
well,
that was impressive.
They're Dominion now, so Dominion. I mean, we
don't even know.
All right.
I want to know from Gray.
We got to lead into let's hear Gray.
I want to know what Gray has to say about the fact that everybody's dead on the Titan going into episode 4. Oh, sorry. Wait a second. They're gonna magically.
Because that's what Captain said.
$20. They hit them with the tractor beam, and save them. What do we think?
I don't know.
I don't know how else they're gonna survive.
I totally see it being
broken. When they've already demonstrated that they can just portal the entire Titan, and they're clearly trying to get the Titan into the gravity well of the nebula.
Trying to push them into
Why didn't they just portal them into the gravity well of the nebula? Why was their own photon torpedoes part of the equation?
This is what happens when you steal ideas from video games. I mean, video games are fun, but they're not always rooted in logic. They're just made to be fun and cool, which is a problem with modern entertainment. Is it's made to look cool and be fun and all that. Quirky.
Dude, Valve should sue Picard, man. They totally stole blue.
No, one of the portals wasn't blue.
Oh shit! Well, we haven't got. That's going to be the mega portal. That's the mega weapon.
It's not Doctor Strange. Oh my god. This was a fucking disaster. How much you want to bet there's some kind of powerful Q-like being in the center of that nebula?
Q's dead, dude.
That's why I said Q-like being.
Q-like. It's going to be Y.
Sorry, I got a little pissed off hearing that.
Q's older, handsomer brother that's smarter. And also,
it would definitely be played by a black woman.
I was going to say it's not going to be Y. Nothing with a Y in it is any good. It's going to be X.
X. Yeah, you're right.
Anthroporian. I swear to God, if it is Michael Burnham, I will die.
No.
Upside down question mark. Oh yeah. I'm upside down question mark. How are you? It's like what?
Alex, I think you're onto something there.
It's gonna be Michael. That was Anthrop. It was here's that Michael Burnham's gonna show up. Is the Red Angel or whatever it is, right?
She's free.
She's the Red Angel, right?
By the way, good news. Star Trek Discovery's been canceled. They're ending it after season 5. So Picard's over with now, and Discovery's over with. So what's left? I don't know. Cartoons and some TOS retcon.
Creative standards.
I thought they were saying that was dead too. Also, there has not been nearly enough conversation about the fact that the acronym for Star Trek Discovery is STD.
Yeah.
Like,
or DSC or Disco. The show itself calls itself Disco. I'm like, shut up. Just shut up.
I've definitely seen some memes about Star Trek Discovery being herpes because it just can't go away.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those. Too.
Wow.
Napoleon, did the fourth movie die as well? There was talk they were going to make another one, a Chris Pine Kirk one, but it kind of
because they wanted too much money. I mean, they were not willing. When the studio asks you to take a pay cut, you're like, fuck no, I'm going to go do something else. They made the right decision.
Thank God for that. They're not making another one of those.
Yeah, Chris Pine is now being a feminine lute player in Dungeons and Dragons. That was a good career choice.
Dude, I love CBR. CBR is now the best journalism site on accident. Because they're like, oh my God, isn't it amazing that the people in Dungeons and Dragons plan to effeminate all of the male characters? And I'm like, oh, perfect. Now I don't have to go see Dungeons and Dragons because I know they're going to ruin all of the male characters. Perfect. Thank you, CBR.
So who owns? Doesn't CBS own CBR or no? That's comic book.
Yeah, the same thing. Comic book. Yeah, comic. I think
CBR
is CBS. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is CBS.
Okay.
I think so. Sense. I think it's funny that we're talking about anything but Picard episode 3 right now.
Sorry guys, I missed the ending. Did you wrap up?
No. I was just
we're there's one more thing that I want to talk about.
I want to know what Gray thinks about the portals. He didn't get to chime in.
What do you think of the portals, Gray? Come on, Gray, gotta tell us.
God almighty, I just could not make any sense of it. I just did not know what they were doing, what it was all about. It's like, okay, this is going to look really cool, guys, let's do this. That's what I think. That's what they thought.
Yeah.
That's about it. That's how much thought they gave. Yeah, but it'll look good.
I love how everything on the Titan is 3 torpedoes.
Steve, this is the best and newest ship that the Federation has. This is the best that the Federation can come up with.
Maybe the gunner's like, we need to save some for later. We're going to shoot 1, 2, 3. That should be enough. Against this giant vessel that has us outgunned 5,000 to 1. Yeah.
Or the gunner was another diversity hire and can't count.
Maybe it was first gunner Lieutenant Asshole.
Which one?
Okay, Gray, you've seen DS9, right?
Not to the end. I think I got halfway through season 4. That's as far as I got, and then.
Okay, so Alex, you're the only other person that's watched DS9 in its entirety, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of Worf's explanation of the Dominion, or of there's like a faction of founders that just resort to terrorism, and they knew about this the whole time, and they were talking about, if we reveal this, then there will be a second.
Dominion War.
Second Dominion War, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
What did you think of that? Like, I don't know how to feel about that.
So this is the same thing that I feel about the Star Trek or the Star Wars sequel trilogy. So we've just completely undone all of the progress that was made in DS9. We've just completely wiped all that away because now our older and weaker and lamer heroes have to to solve it. Also, there's a splinter cell in the Dominion group. I know the Dominion took a whole bunch of L's, but the Dominion are still going to handle that business internally. Like there's.
So I'm like, okay, if that's the case, wouldn't they be sending all their Jem'Hadar ships in there, and then they're bordering there's Jem'Hadar ships to take them all out, kill them all, because the Dominion are willing to do that.
Yeah, because if God forbid the Dominion piss the Federation off enough, the Dominion doesn't want another Dominion war either.
And where did they? I mean, here's the other thing. Where did they? We're spoiling this, but where did they come from? The Bajoran wormhole, where the Gamma Quadrant, which is where the Dominion are from, like the Prophets, going into DS9 shit. So cover your earplugs, Steve.
I'm good.
All right. They can't go through because the Prophets will not allow the Dominion to invade the Alpha Quadrant anymore.
Yep.
And Cisco, I think, as far as we're concerned, Cisco is still in there in the Celestial Temple in the wormhole. You think he's going to let that happen? No.
Nope.
So where did these changelings come from?
Swear to Christ, if they do anything to harm Benjamin Sisko, this may actually be worse than 1 and 2 in my grade.
And this is the series that Dave Cullen, Critical Drinker, Neurotic, and Robert Meyer Burnett have said this is a return to form.
I just sat back down because you told me to earmuff. So what you said? You think now we've talked through it, it's worse than 1 and 2? Alex, is that what you just said?
I said if this retcon ends up ruining Benjamin Sisko, this will be worse than season 1 and season 2.
Okay.
I really don't care if Patrick Stewart decides to ruin Jean-Luc Picard. If this bullshit series ruins Sisko while Avery Brooks is still making his moral stance of no, I'm not doing this bullshit anymore, that will make me angrier than seasons 1 and 2 of this show.
And then they bring up the Great Link, which is basically all the changelings in their liquefied form. So they basically all the changelings make up an ocean of gelatinous around their planet. That's what then they call themselves the Great Link. And he says, well, we have a good friend within the link that has honor. I'm like, are you talking about freaking Odo from DS9? Because Rene Auberjonois is dead. He died back in 2017. I mean, what are they doing? I mean, maybe there was just a passing member berry reference.
Yeah,
that
I think so.
Information from. So I don't know. I got a little triggered. Here.
You got triggered. I noticed that. I put it in the chat, but this one good thing about Picard season 3 is it's got me to go back and start rewatching DS9. I'm going back to season 4 because I saw up to about halfway through season 4, so I'm going back to the beginning
season
of that.
4 and 5 and 6.
So
season
good.
6, the first 6 episodes of season 6. Oh my god, episode
wait.
6, Sacrifice of Angels. Watch that episode. It is I was like Pips when he watched the finale of Andor. I was just like on the edge of my seat. I'm like, are they gonna make it? Oh my god, they took down the barrier. Oh my god, there's thousands of shows. What are they gonna do? You know, that was me.
Pete, you like Andor? I didn't know that.
Oh, he loves it. Yeah, Andor's.
Okay.
He loves Andor. And you know what?
To be sarcastic.
No,
he actually does.
I disagree, but you know what? Pips has some good reasons why he likes it. I mean, it's not a bad show.
It's not a bad show.
I'm saying that it's the best Star Wars since potentially the prequels. And I don't know which one of the prequels I would draw the line at. But you can take that as just there's a really low bar for Star Wars since really the original trilogy.
Oh yeah,
And
I agree.
since the prequel trilogy. A lot of people were like, "Oh, what about Rogue One? Rogue One was shit."
I like the final act, but yeah, sorry I had to bring up there, but I didn't know what else to compare it to. That episode of DS9, I was literally, I mean, it was better than even season 7's finale. And I like the finale for season 7, or for the series and all, but that season 6 episode 6 of season 6, dude. Oh yeah, I mean, it's up there with some of the best of Babylon 5 too, but we're getting off track. So, yeah, I mean, this episode, in my opinion, was better than the last week's episode. probably on the same level of I liked it more watching it, so I'm going to watch it again, see if I like it even more after that, which is what episode 1 did for me. Episode 2 did not do that for me. So for right now, I have this at about 6.5 out of 10. This is episode 3 is 6.5 out of 10.
Generous.
Steve, what do you think?
What do I think?
Steve, we have to make you like. We have to figure out how to make you like Picard season 3 or
it's never gonna happen, bro.
Never.
There's no way. Picard season. It's like, we got Picard. Here. I'll give you Picard season 3, Peripheral. That's about where we're at. Like Peripheral's down.
Okay,
here.
this is better
Picard
than the
season
Peripheral,
3,
dude.
Shots fired by Steve. Shots fired.
They're touching.
Steve,
They're touching. Like they're piggybacking.
I have
each
some
other.
investment in Picard season 3. Some.
Me too.
Peripheral, I had none.
Yeah, but that's not because.
But
see, hold on, wait.
Investment in Picard because of Picard. You have investment in Picard because of other shows.
That's what I was gonna say. You're invested in this because of TNG and DS9, not because of
the
Picard.
characters. Yeah.
That's not. You're not invested because this is a good show. If there was no TNG and DS9 and Star Trek before Picard season 3, you wouldn't give a fuck about this.
So I guess that's why Steve.
That's why I have you.
That's why you watch. That's why you watch it with me, and that's why you're on this panel. Yeah. You're curbing my Trekkie-isms, is what I call it, which is exactly what I just.
I get it. Like
I thought Andor was an okay show. What you just said is the same kind of people who would have said Kenobi was a good show.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh God!
Oh my
God!
You
bring that up,
I think I needed a trigger warning for that one, but that was
so bad. That's probably the worst.
I still see people say that.
I didn't even watch that one.
I still see people say that the Darth Vader Obi-Wan fight was good, and I'm like,
no, it wasn't.
It was hilarious.
Go watch any other lightsaber.
He was throwing. It was throwing rocks.
It was hilarious.
Unintentionally funny. Had me laughing my head off, man.
It was
like
bad.
they were trying to copy. It was like they were trying to copy scene. What is it? 37. The remake of Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader on the Death Star, which was awesome. I liked it.
Which is awesome. Yeah.
They tried to remake that, but then they throw rocks. He throws a bunch of rocks at Obi-Wan, then he throws a bunch of rocks at Darth Vader, and I'm just like, and then they copy. They literally copy what happens to him in Rebels season 2.
Yeah.
And Vader should have killed Ahsoka, by the way, in that episode. But that's beyond.
It looks cheap as well.
They cut off a part of his mask so you could see his eye and everything. I'm just like, you're seriously copying off of yourselves.
The tragic thing about that whole thing is they had Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen, two guys that put into work, and it's just like you just decided to phone it in. It's like they didn't do anything. It's like I'd rather see a bunch of flair than like freaking the weird, stupid shit they did. It's like whatever. We're getting off track again. Oh my gosh.
So what happens? They shoot themselves in the ass, and they're now completely adrift. They're drifting towards the center of the.
Can one fall in space though? I guess that's the question. We know you can get yeeted backwards in space. Yeet.
I guess they're gonna
backwards.
Well, think of you played Super Mario Galaxy, Steve. Think of Super Mario Galaxy. You fall into that black hole and you're dead.
I'm just asking. I don't know
that gravitational well.
Yeah.
Everything.
All astrophysics, you fall towards the source of the largest mass. And one times the gravity, the force of gravity equation.
I guess it is a gravity well, right? So yeah, that makes sense. It's sucking it in. Yeah.
Don't think you appreciate the gravity of your situation, Steve.
Mine? Yeah.
What's that for?
I'm on an island, hating the
No. Island with Pips and maybe Alex as well. I'm not sure.
So,
Steve, I think what was your number on this?
My number?
Oh, sorry, Napoleon, go ahead.
Did we talk about Picard and Riker's kind of falling out at the end? So
No.
Like, there's a point where he says, "Sit down, Admiral." Like, he's like, "I know you want to. I know you're fearful of loss." And Riker's like, "You're out of line, Admiral. Sit down." I was like, "Whoa, damn."
Killed us all.
And then at the end, he's like, "You killed us all. Get off my." He's like, "Get off." He's like, "Get out of the bridge."
I'm pretty sure that Riker said fire everything, not Picard. I'm just saying.
Yep. Riker felt that Picard sort of forced him into it.
Yeah, which actually,
Which
that
is-
line was probably one of my least liked lines of dialogue in the episode because of that. So we've talked about it. Riker's character has been one of the few like good things, consistent like positive notes.
Yeah, I agree.
And him having such
Picard.
little personal ownership.
Yep.
And just kind of like Heismaning responsibility off onto Picard, and then Picard, like a freaking chump, just taking it and walking out. Didn't even say a word. He just looked at him, and then just kind of hobbled out.
The old man shuffled
I
out.
get it. And
It was like he wasn't swinging his arm. It was the old man shuffle. That's perfect.
Poor Patrick. I'm so sorry, number one.
He wasn't walking. He was actually on like an invisible like cart. And he pulled him.
It was a mannequin.
It was like the wheelchair left over from X-Men.
It was like a tram, and he was just doing this on the tram. It's like
a stairmaster, so he keeps slowly going up the stairs. So mean, Steve.
Next episode,
I'm going to hell, Craig.
Just because Patrick Stewart didn't want to walk.
I'm so
Oh my
bad.
God.
I'm doomed. What are you guys doing with me? Why am I here? Like you guys, I'm bringing
Entertainment,
down the
man.
bars.
Come on.
I'm such a mean person. What can I say? Sorry.
Well, Donnie, I'm glad you liked the episode. 9 out of 10. Well, you'll have to tweet me and tell me exactly what you liked. I want to like this, so you got to tell me what you liked about it. Share it with the class. But I'm glad you liked it.
I think I'm enjoying it, but for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
I feel like the fool, Pips. I feel like the sole solitary, fool who's trying to find the good in the bad. I know I'm just focused on the good things. That's my role in this.
Nothing foolish about that, Grave. That's why we love you.
Some good acting. There really was some good acting in this. Good performances. Of course, Riker and Worf are great. Raffi's a nightmare, but that can't be helped. For some reason, they've not written her out of the story.
She has a character arc. Apparently, Dave Collins says she has a very major and really good character arc.
That's why I can't stand
it.
Paul.
3 episodes, and I'm still not really seeing it.
Take down the
what has she
drug
done in
cartels?
this episode? She's threatening the singer of Green Day ripping off his fingernails.
Did anybody
and then
else
she's waving the drugs like. She's
that
like,
was so incredibly cringy. Just
I'm
like the drugs.
I'm like,
It's
are we
oh
supposed
my
to?
God.
Are we supposed to like this character now?
Maybe she's
what's
gonna sniff,
going on
shoot
here?
all the drugs in the freaking universe in her eye, and her head's gonna explode. Maybe that's her arc. That would be great.
Maybe she shoots
rid of
the
her.
one in her eye. All
the drugs.
And they kind of. I think they stole that from Cowboy Bebop. The whole eye.
Yes, that's
except it was blue instead of red. It was red eye in the anime.
Red eye in Cowboy Bebop.
Keep those eyes moving, or whatever they say. So, great series, Cowboy Bebop.
Great series.
Not the Netflix. Not the Netflix.
Pips didn't like Worf. Why not Pips? Just seen your comment.
Because he contradicted himself every time he opened his mouth.
Part of it, I think, is the same reason that I don't like a lot of these characters. That he's just too old. That this movie or this TV show should have been made 10 years ago, right? But
for sure, yeah.
His voice did not sound like Worf's voice to me. There wasn't the projection behind it. The cadence was a little bit wrong. It just didn't seem.
You said it didn't sound like Worf. He didn't sound like Worf. He sounded like old Michael Dorn, basically.
Yeah, it didn't sound like Worf, exactly.
And that's how I feel about Picard. Like, I'm not hearing Picard. I'm hearing Patrick Stewart, 80-year-old Patrick Stewart. Jerry Ryan is 7 of 9. She's just playing herself. I mean, she's just playing her snarky self. We're sorry that you had a falling out with an Illinois senator, but come on, Jerry, seriously. I know you need the money.
So the other thing about Worf is again, so much of Worf's character is like size, physicality, the kind of imposing nature, and he just looks frail and thin.
Michael Dorn lost a shit ton of weight because he became a vegan. he lost all that weight. He looks totally different than he did in TNG.
I made a joke about him about the show Worf being a vegan.
So you're just saying he needs to eat a sandwich? That's what he needs.
I guess maybe.
Maybe Rafi should go make Worf some sandwiches. That could be a good episode.
Worf
you gotta
has
beef
had
up Worf.
And it's really not working for him.
I get what you're saying, but I think Worf and Riker were definitely the but I get how it's just like they're a little old and it feels a little weird, but I think they're definitely, like Ray said, the best parts of the episode. And look, man, I think the sad part is there was that one bit at the beginning with Picard and Crusher that was like, okay, this actually is good, and then they just couldn't stop. They couldn't be like seen. They just had to. It's like, nope, we gotta drag it out another minute or two and be like, oh, it's like this scene was done. You screwed it, and it's just like, I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like, okay, there's some like that's in there. I feel like there's been one or two of those in every episode where it's just like, okay, just cut it out, and nope, we messed it up. They can't help themselves. I don't know what else to say than that.
So to kind of cap this stream off, 2 hours. Wow, Gray was with us the whole time. Oh my God, Gray must have
Amazing.
really. I guess he multitasked. He actually had lunch with us. He didn't just leave us to have lunch with the wife.
Was that a chicken nugget?
I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm sorry about I want to be more vocal.
That's why I was asking.
Naporio, strong 6 out of 10 for me. I know. You can kill me in the chat, but I think that's been very fair. 6 out of 10.
I gave it a higher score, so I should be the one getting all the shit. 6.5. 6.5 out of 10.
Interestingly enough, I walked into this stream and I was going to say 6 out of 10. And honestly, talking through this, you guys have talked me down to 3 to a 4.
3. Easy.
Oh, we did. We last week we did it to Gray. Now we did it to Alex.
If I'm being consistent, what I said one I gave like a 4, right? Is that what I gave 1? And I said 2 was worse than. So if I'm being on that scale with 1 being a 4, 2 was definitely a 3. I didn't like this one as much as I didn't like episode 2, so I'd put it right with episode 2 for me.
You gave 1 a 4, Steve.
See, I like this one better than 2.
That's harsh, man.
I know, that's me, brother.
That's the best one out of the 3, I think it is, Naporio.
It is. No, I think
first
1 is the best, yeah. I think so.
See, it's hard for me because the highs of this were higher than the highs of 1. But the lows of this were lower than the lows of 1.
So, like, I was able to rewatch.
Sorry, there's the impending thought that they're going to ruin DS9 in the back of your head. So that's not helping.
It's not. And I will say the couple of moments in this scene that actually were good. Like, if I had stopped watching when Picard delivered the scene to Crusher and, went and got the mail and came back as that scene ended, this would that would have gotten it a full point for me, because then it would have had 2 really poignant scenes. So, but no, I like I said, I was only thinking of the positive moments, and as we went through it, the negatives sort of really did hit me. I think I'm a 4 for this one.
Oh my God. I feel like an asshole now.
No, dude, different strokes for different folks.
I don't know. I don't
know why
like
guys,
this. I want people to like this. I want people to give me a reason to like it.
If it's a 6 and a 6.5 for you, it's a 6 and 6.5. It's fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing
I
wrong
appreciate
with
everyone
that.
being honest. We're being honest. We're not like.
There's different reasons you guys enjoy it than some. Like I'm like we said when we started, I'm an outlier. I don't have any connect. I don't have near the connection.
You have no stakes in this whatsoever.
I don't. So that's why I can say 3 and be like, that's fine. I don't. I like Riker, but like, he looked weird in that, and then the hissy fit on the hissy fit on the bridge thing. I don't know.
I didn't like
I would rather see them working together to solve a problem, even if one has a counterpoint to the other one. I'd rather see teamwork being done, even in the med bay. I would like to see the new Doctor using Beverly Crusher to accomplish a goal together in a unique way, or something that they learn from each other. Like, I would rather see them working together, even if they disagree. They go, I don't know about something where.
That's what Star Trek used to be. That's what Star Trek used to be. That was characters working together to accomplish something. And they didn't talk about solutions.
I mean, it's like where the episode ends is Riker and Picard are now at odds, like major league at odds, and they're floating into a gravity well, and Picard is walking off to go God knows where. And there we go. I just like, I don't know. Even like the Star Trek I remember was like, even in the face of just overwhelming odds, it was always about, we need to work together. I thought that's what Robert Meyer Burnett was selling, and even in your intro was, feelings don't have a place here. And I feel like everything in that last scene was them yelling at each other and having the feels about how there's like, I don't know. It's just like the whole episode was more feels.
I mean, you had a very long Beverly and Picard scene. You had Riker and Jack.
Well, you had the Riker and Picard flashback. That's all of feeling.
It's all feelings and corridors. I mean, the thing was, a difference here is that this felt somewhat important. I was invested, because I still don't buy that Jack exists. Period. 20 years old, even though Aragon is like, he's my age. He's in his late 30s.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I think there's also something we've totally overlooked. The captain of the Shriek, I don't even remember her name. We didn't even talk about her.
Because she didn't do much. All she did was she just shot. She smoked in the beginning, and then she shot a bunch of portals. That's all she did. She didn't really have that. I'm gonna lower my shields, and you're gonna. So I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna take off my. I'm gonna lower my shields.
And slingshot your plane.
Fire on her. Fire on her ass. The first thing that Kirk did when they took down Khan's shields on the Reliant, he blasted his ass, and it bought them time. They didn't get destroyed.
Fire. Yeah. Well, I mean, that would have been fun. That would have been fun. She's like freaking pumping her chest out, like, I'm this, and they just like go, and just to fucking unload it on her.
And they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything.
It's like I'm the best. Like, she's just giving
Tips. Would you have fired?
I'm so great.
Would you have fired on them if they lowered the shields?
Bless you.
The only reason I think that you don't shoot in that situation is if you know that you're totally outgunned and they're gonna be able to survive and respond, right?
Yeah.
But even then, like, they're not really running away. They don't really have a plan to get away. So, like, yeah, I mean, you shoot your shot. Like, if they're just pummeling you with torpedoes and whatever.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to. It's their strategy was very strange.
Oh.
Not to go backwards, but you target a main system. The shields are down. It's going to hit, and you warp. Their warp core was working at that point.
Yeah, but what about?
I don't know. Did the script say their warp core was working at that point? The warp core is very inconsistent based on
they hadn't got hit yet, so I assume their warp core was. I mean, that's the point. And yes, the Shriek is no match for the Titan. That's the point. You take your shot where you can get it, and it's like the shield. I think that's the. Well, they have no shot anyways. Like, it's like you take your shot where you can get it. It's like getting behind. I don't understand why getting behind them gives them any better odds. I mean, they still have shields up. So what's the difference? You're behind them. They have shields up.
I don't know what to say.
Right? Am I wrong? Or I know you can move your deflector shields, on a starship, right? So I don't know. I'm just saying.
Eldan's asking if you're in a phone box.
Yeah, Aldan missed
Pips.
the reveal.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're in the same room, Aldan. See, here, bump it, dude. There you go.
I love how you guys fist bump perfectly situated such that we can't see it.
Yeah.
Like if you leaned like even a little bit.
I don't know if I can wait.
No,
Wait,
still doesn't work.
Still, wait, not even.
We saw Nerdboreal's fist, like the first inch of it. Yeah, there it is.
Whoa, Alex saw the first inch of it.
This is a clean stream, Alex.
Napoleon, sorry mate, I'm going to have to bounce and drop out. This has been awesome. I've loved talking about it. You haven't ruined it for me, don't worry guys. It's great to get this perspective, and I love the fact that we're all being honest and we're not just like screaming and shouting, about
Well,
it.
I was screaming and shouting, but that's just me.
I bet you were. Watching live with Steve. No, you're like this. Oh god.
Yeah, there was a lot of that, at least for me. There was a lot of that for me, yeah.
Pips and Nerdboreal are making their own portal. Stop, George. Okay.
Stop George has been dropping some gems. Stop George in the comments. And Nosferatu, Your Barmy, Dempsey, Aldan, great to see you all. I'll catch you guys later. Sorry for the quick departure.
Bye,
hey, you've been on longer than every week. So that I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
Engage.
Didn't work.
Didn't work. Oh shit.
Oh no! He pulled at me. He pulled at me.
It didn't engage. No, he's Picard.
All right, so I think we're done. I think we're pretty much done anyway.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You guys got anything you want to promote? Steve, what's going on with you? Oh, wait, sorry. Too soon.
My channel's not nuked. I'm just not doing anything. I'm working. That's what I'm doing. I can make videos. I just haven't.
Steve's channel is under attack.
Oh, Jesus.
There you go. Perfect. That's your next video. Prophet of the Dragon's channel is under attack.
Yeah. It's under attack by the Mandalorian. I don't know. I'll just put a bunch of catchphrases in there. Be like, Velma, Mandalorian, and Picard are attacking my channel.
With big text saying they hate with big text saying they hate you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's
all it is. That's a thumbnail. They hate you, nothing else. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. How many times have I seen that thumbnail?
Whatever. It's all good.
All right. Yeah. What about you, Alex? What's going on with you?
So I am 91% done with the Perrin video at this point. My new computer is a beauty and a beast, so I'm enjoying the hell out of that. But I need to go get a webcam so I can use it on streams with you, because I forgot I don't have that. So.
It's always something.
Yes.
Nas. That's a great movie, though. Deliverance is a
fantastic movie.
Messed up, but great movie.
Hey, Nas. I don't come over to your house and screw with your, making a living.
We love you, Nas. About you? What about you, sir? What about you, Pips?
Other than Alex hopefully dropping this Perrin video, I think our next scheduled thing is doing more Lord of the Rings reading next weekend. So we're on kind of a bye week.
So you got? Do you know who you're having on this time? You can't say it this time.
No, it's actually I think all of you guys know Vic Rattlehead.
Ooh, nice.
Vic Rattlehead. Okay, I'll have to check it. Out.
Yeah, he's gonna come on and join with us.
All right, nice, great. Yeah, I have to now that I'm done with Great Hunt and I've been reading Dragon Reborn. That's going to become
it gets you, man. It drags you in.
Yeah, it does.
It's like a riptide.
Wait, isn't that just like The Great Hunt? Why are you reading the same book again?
It's exactly the same.
Why are you reading the same book?
Well, you know what's funny is one of the chapters is called The Hunt Begins. I was like, what hunt? There's another hunt? I guess there is another hunt.
Book. I mean, I don't know why you're wasting your time.
And and 70% people think that the show or the Wheel of Prime is better than the books. Right?
True.
Whoa, John! Excuse me. Sorry.
Did you just say
So,
blowjob?
Yeah, that's the reference.
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't say anything. I don't know what you mean, Steve. Why would you think that?
I know what you and Pips are planning, but you gonna watch some Wheel of Time together? Yeah.
No.
No, I don't do that to my guests.
Good call. Good call.
Yep. I mean, I'm in the Pips. I'm in the Pips estate, and the Pips stable. It's stable, you know. And I guess he's not a bloody gelding, apparently. Yeah, that was dumb. All right.
And on that note.
Yeah.
And on that note. But other than that, with me, well, I mean, I'm on a road trip, and I'm out to meet people, so I might be meeting a few more friendly faces down the road. So yeah, I met 2 White Cloaks. As of today, I've met in person 2 White Cloaks. So yeah, so I got more people I want to meet, and so far it's been a blast. I love meeting up with people and stuff. It's great. It's a lot of fun. We have some great conversations coming along. So can't wait to next couple weeks. Next couple weeks are going to be a blast. So Pips, thanks for letting me do this in your humble abode. I really appreciate it. And yeah. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm the first of us that actually met Pips in person. So yeah, take that, Alex. So, I'm just kidding.
Alex is like, whatever. I had no intent to hang out with that asshole.
Actually, no. Alex was
Pips,
pretty jealous of me.
I volunteered for a project today, just because I wanted to get down to the Carolinas.
Is it good Carolina or bad Carolina?
It's North Carolina.
The answer was bad Carolina. Either one of the two, it would have worked.
Trick question. There you go. Trick question.
I like the Carolinas. It's like
they're great.
Florida,
Don't come
but not
here
insane.
Between, any part of the year and any other part of the year. It's just like 1,000% humidity and.
I'll say this: once I arrived here, the weather was beautiful. The temperature was up compared to when I started my day. I was up in the West Virginia mountains. It was raining. There was thick fog. I swear there were monsters in that fog. Like I had the hazard light. We all had the hazard lights on. We were going like 20 miles an hour, and we were in the mountains. So it was fun and terrifying at the same time. So I don't know, but awesome. This was a great day, and everybody, Steve, Alex, thanks for doing this with me. I'm really proud of these streams, especially like people are really coming. People are coming by, and once again, they're not feeling alone in how they feel, especially when you have bigger channels that most people a lot of people trust, saying otherwise. So,
well, I think the number one thing we do and try to do is, if you like it, that's fine. If you find
we'll hear you out. If you like it, we want to know why. So I have a reason to like it too.
Yeah, you guys have reasons you like it. Everybody, we can all coexist whether you like something or not. It's no big deal, right? So it's fine. Yeah. Just I like to know why. That's all.
Yeah, I like to know why. That's
all.
Just get it, man. Just get it.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it. She.
I gotta watch that now. The more I hear that, the more I gotta watch it now.
The Wire is a fantastic show.
See, there it is.
I have not heard anything else. I've not heard anything otherwise. So, all right, guys. Everybody, take care.
Good night.
Have a great night.
And
remember, stay incorporeal.
Have a good night.
Steve.